Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now, Kinston police are asking for your help in identifying a break-in suspect. Police say the person you see in the photo broke into Tony's Friendly Mart on Dr. MLK Jr. Boulevard earlier this morning. Now, if you recognize this person, police ask that you call them at 252-939-4020, or you can reach out to their Crime Stoppers line at 252-523-4444. And now we turn our attention to the up deadline, or really tariff deadline, that President Trump imposed a few months ago. With that deadline coming up, negotiators are scrambling to create more trade deal opportunities ahead of the tariff increase. NBC's Alice Barr has more from Washington.
In a big week for the economy, all eyes are on the Federal Reserve and a highly anticipated decision this afternoon on whether to cut interest rates, as President Trump has been pressing for to boost the economy. Though most analysts expect the Fed to hold rates steady, wary of the potential for inflation, with a sweeping new round of tariffs set to hit on Friday. The Yale lab says product stockpiles have delayed many price increases for now.
What importers were trying to do was try to kind of pull in as much as they could into the economy in order to have to avoid the fact that ultimately they are going to have to raise prices.
While also projecting the tariffs will raise roughly $3 trillion for the U.S. over a decade. President Trump pointing to progress in one of the biggest outstanding trade negotiations with China, as the Treasury Secretary wrapped up talks without a deal, but with a possible extension to keep tariffs from shooting back up.
Well, either approve it or not, but he felt very good about the meeting. Better than he felt yesterday.
The president saying he intends to meet with China's president by the end of the year, as more European leaders voice frustration over the deal reached this week, setting a 15% tariff on most goods entering the U.S. from the European Union.
Dass es nicht so bleibt, wie es bisher war.
The German chancellor saying the tariffs will hurt both the German and American economies, as the French prime minister slammed the deal as an act of submission. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Thank you very much, Alice, for that report. We now turn to your weather forecast, where today is again going to be another hot day, but some areas may not reach that 105 heat index, which is great news. Great news. Anytime we can again keep those air temperatures a touch cooler, we should take it. Right now, 86 degrees in New Bern along the News River. You can see we do have some clouds out there, but for the most part, mostly sunny skies present across eastern North Carolina. Right now, 86 feels like 97, and we are at 10:04 on the clock. East-southeasterly wind helping keep that humidity elevated. Right now, dew points reading in the upper 70s. Now, no rain showers as of yet over land, but we do have our eyes again on some showers just off the coast of Cape Fear and Ocracoke. Not a lot there, but certainly something we at least want to mention. Your heat advisories today, all areas shaded in the orange color. This will last until 8 p.m. later on this evening. Areas impacted: Halifax, Nash, Edgecombe, Wilson, Pitt, Beaufort, Greene, Wayne, Lenoir, Craven, Pamlico, Jones, Duplin, Onslow, and Carteret counties. Again, these areas have a slightly higher chance of experiencing some of those dangerous heat index or dangerous feels like temperatures coming up this afternoon. But right now, out your door, already experiencing some heat. Right now, mid to upper 80s throughout eastern North Carolina, and that's going to put us into the 90s later on this afternoon without too much effort. Right now, humidity remains high as well, and that's making, again, those mid to upper 80s feel more like we're in the mid to upper 90s, and in some areas, even already into the triple digits with that heat advisor, or excuse me, there's that heat index, that feels like temperature. Here's what we've got coming up later on this afternoon. Again, a chance of some spotty, isolated showers out there. Certainly nothing that's going to impact all of eastern North Carolina, but the good news is that coming up for tomorrow, we see the system arrive in eastern North Carolina that will promote cooler air temperatures and lower humidity by the time we get into the weekend. Now, it is going to be a fairly long and drawn out process. Here's Thursday morning, some rain showers there, and then later Thursday evening we'll get a little bit more rain moving into eastern North Carolina, generally from the northwest to north. Now, let's zoom the picture out a little bit further and you can see exactly what we've got brewing across the country. It's that frontal boundary you're seeing off to the west. That area of high pressure, that is the high that tried to get that heat dome really going. Well, that high is degrading as we speak and will be falling apart later on today. That will allow that frontal boundary to sink a little bit further southward towards the southeastern United States and push its way through eastern North Carolina, more so Friday. Now, there again, you note that we've got that front still over eastern North Carolina by Friday morning. We need those two areas of low pressure, one across Kentucky, the other one back towards Kansas. We need both of those lows to sink a little bit further south in order for us to really receive that cooler and drier air, that lower humidity. Once again, that front is south of eastern North Carolina. We will experience a more comfortable air mass. That is expected to happen, not on Friday, but over the upcoming weekend. On Saturday, that's when that will occur, and it's going to feel significantly more comfortable for this Saturday and Sunday than what we had last Saturday and Sunday. Now, once we get done with the weekend, we will start to see those air temperatures slowly climb back up into the mid 80s by Monday and Tuesday, possibly looking at the upper 80s by the time we reach Wednesday, and your overnight lows hold in the 60s for Saturday night, Sunday night, and Monday night. But after that, we get back into the low 70s, which is again is a sign of humidity returning to eastern North Carolina. But at least we get the low humidity days coming up over the upcoming weekend. And with today being Wednesday, we're not too far off from that low humidity being here. Now, we'll have more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. We'll see you back here coming up at 11 o'clock.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by ENC Pirate.